South Dakota State alum Zach Zenner enters his 5th season with the Detroit Lions, pushing to get more carries in their backfield. It looked like Zach's career had come to an end last year when he was cut early in the year following an injury. However, after the Lions brought him back midway through the season, Zenner finished strong, rushing 55 times for 265 yards and 3 touchdowns. Though Kerryon Johnson is expected to return from injury as the #1 back, and Mike Anderson was signed in the offseason, Detroit cut veteran running back Theo Riddick a few days ago, which could be a sign that Zenner will have more of a role in the backfield. He's certainly been grinding for it in the offseason, adding 14 pounds of muscle and trimming his body fat from 12.6 to 8%.
I think it was more just sort of happened, with the training. It wasn't like that was. And also, if you can stay lean and fast, bigger is better.
The Minnesota Vikings thought they were going to have a big problem at tight end due to a contract dispute with Kyle Rudolph. So when they drafted Alabama's Irv Smith Jr., many thought it was going to be Kyle's replacement. Instead, the Vikings ended up signing Rudolph to an extension, and now Minnesota opponents could have a big problem trying to defend a dangerous tandem at tight end. The 6'2 Smith caught 44 passes for 710 yards and 7 touchdowns in college last year. Rudolph, meanwhile, continued to be a reliable target in the NFL, catching 64 balls for 634 yards and 4 scores in his 8th season with the Vikings. Though it initially appeared as though Smith would replace Rudolph, they could be a dynamic tandem, and now Smith has the kind of mentor that Rudolph had when he was a rookie and former North Dakota star Jim Kleinsasser.
Jim was such a mentor to me in terms of trying to teach me not only how to be a pro in this building, but how to be a professional off the field as well. And, as a veteran now on this team, that's what I try to pass down.
Yeah, Kyle, he's been a Pro Bowler, one of the top tight ends in the league. So, just trying to learn from him, get in his hip pocket, and just watch the things that he does and, help me implement to my game.
With the trade deadline 3 days away, the Minnesota Twins are trying to fortify their bullpen, acquiring 3-time world champion reliever Sergio Romo from the Miami Marlins in exchange for a minor leaguer. The right-hander has 17 saves and a 3.58 ERA, and he might not be the final move the team makes, with Cleveland nipping at their heels just a game out of first place. Minnesota wrapping up a 4-game set in Chicago this afternoon, and when you tune in to watch the Twins, you tune in to watch the Bombas. That's Jorge Polanco, second batter of the game. 2-run shot. Minnesota off to a good start, 2-0, and good gets even better a few batters later. 2 aboard for Miguel Sano. Strong, long, and plenty gone into right field. 3-run shot, his 18th of the year. It's 5-0, and they were not done pouring it on. Here's Jonathan Scope. Yeah, he knew that one was gone. His 16th of the year. That made it 9-0, and for good measure, Max Kepler, he hits his 28th home run of the year. It's the 31st time this year the Twins have hit 3 or more home runs in a game. They roll to the victory, 11-1. As the Canaries' playoff hopes dim, it's our journalistic duty to bring you the stories that really matter. And I can think of nothing more important or borderline tragic than Brett Vertigan shaving his magnificent beard. I had a picture all queued up, but we've had some problems, so you can't see the beard, but you can see Mr. Vertigan is clean shaven, which is a shame because that beard was awesome. Canaries getting a run the hard way here. Graham Lowe plunked by a pitch with the bases loaded in the second. They scored 2 runs and would trail 3-2 at this point. Top 3, though. That was a bad day for Canary pitching. Taylor Hill, who's now in the Mexican League, is gone, and the replacement's having some trouble. That's a 2-run homer for Odubar, and it's 7-2 Salt Dogs. However, in the bottom of the 3rd, with a poncho sail on, Vertigan draws a walk with the bases loaded, so maybe the new beard's helping him out there. It's 7-3. Next man up is Lowe as the rain really starts to pour, and instead of getting hit, he gets a hit. 2 runs come in to score as the Canaries cut the deficit to 7-5 after 3 innings of play, and that's all the play we would get because the rains, well, they kept coming down, and the team eventually decides to put the tarp on the field. Play has been suspended in the 4th inning. They will resume it tomorrow at 5:05 p.m. They'll play the rest of the game out. The second regularly scheduled game will be a 7-inning game, so a bit of a shortened doubleheader tomorrow at the Birdcage starting at 5:05. Day 3 of the State A-Legion baseball tournament was also delayed by rain in Mitchell. The only unbeatens are squaring off against each other in the semifinals as Yankton and Renner are in progress. Now, Yankton has stunned Rapid City Post 22 in Brandon Valley, while Renner's had a tough path through Pierre and host Mitchell. Though the Royals struggled through a tough schedule early in the year, it appears to have toughened them up for their postseason run.
Well, we played in these really big tournaments actually and played some great competition, and it really got us to play to our best ability, and I think we really just got rolling. I think these guys have gone through the ups and downs as most seasons go. You know, we really started off, you know, record-wise it was really bad to start. We went 2-6 on our trip out west to start the year, but what it really helped us out with is it helped the team grow and get to know one another.
Now, I was going to show you some graphics. Unfortunately, we're having a little trouble with that. Can tell you that everything has been delayed even more out in Mitchell due to the second round of rainstorms that came through. Brandon Valley did defeat Pierre 8-4, so that eliminates Pierre from the tournament. Now, Post 22 and Mitchell are still going because they got stopped by the rain in the middle of it. They're currently in the 6th inning. Mitchell trying to rally and knock out the defending champions. Post 22, Mitchell trailing 5-4 in the bottom of the 6th. If they do not rally, Mitchell is eliminated, but if they can rally, they would knock out Post 22. And at some point tonight, I don't know when, Renner and Yankton are going to play a game. First pitch at this point looking like 11 p.m., so they might be playing well past 1 a.m. out in Mitchell. Also, one other note wanted to pass along, USA National Track and Field Championships. USD with a couple more competitors today. Emily Grove finishing 4th in women's pole vault, while Zach Anderson and Jack Durst each tied for 12th in the high jump. And, of course, you had Chris Nilsson finishing a tie for 7th in men's pole vault yesterday. We're back in 1 moment.